No, this isn't a honeycomb. This is me, Brad, in my first day, my first few hours in India for my return trip in August of 2025. So, let's stop looking at that. You know what that is? That's the bottom of a bunk. So I'm lying down here on my bunk bed and looking up at the top bunk bed in the same youth hostel that I stayed at 30 years ago, called Red Shield in Mumbai, India. Are you ready to see some other things besides this? You want to see what the dorm room looks like? It's interesting. Alright, so there you go. Here's a typical dorm room. This is the kind of place where backpackers stay. And this is where I am staying. Here's what the shower. Think about what the shower looks like. Just guess, because we're going to look at that. Well, that's the shower and bathroom. The shower's here. And the other one is pretty much the same. Alright, we got our charging station over there. I'm charging my old style iPad tablet. Alright, so this is what it looks like. There's my roommate. His name is Mr. Mukesh. Do you want to say hello, Mr. Mukesh?
Hi.
Yes, he is also staying here. But I'm going to leave. Mr. Mukesh, I'm going for a while. I will talk to you later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk outside. This is just about, I can't lie and say it's my very first time stepping out into India. I did record, for example, a little bit of the car ride from the airport out to this area of Mumbai, which you could call downtown. Actually, it's called Kalaba. But this seems like almost like the very first stepping out that I'm doing. And I have a specific goal. And the goal is to see a place called Leopold's. There's a pretty famous book called Shantaram, and that features a restaurant called Leopold's very heavily. And then you read that book, and you read him describing Leopold's a lot. He describes the interior specifically. Oh, wait. First, let's look at the breakfast room. I'll get back to Leopold's, don't worry. This is where I remember eating 30 years ago. And at this hostel, they had pork. It's one of the few places that ever had pork. So I'm looking forward to coming back and having the free breakfast. A lot of hostels have free breakfast. I know they'll have good tea. As the teacups are going to look like, I know. And even if they don't have bacon, at least they'll have eggs. They'll have something pretty nice. And you can't complain if it's free, right? All right, so that is the breakfast room such as it is. All right, so let me continue. Let me get down to the ground floor here. They don't call it the first floor, they call it the ground floor. Then I'll step outside. We'll see what vibrant street life is like in Mumbai, with our eventual goal of going to, as I said, Leopold's Cafe, and see if it really looks like the way it's described. All right, here's the name of the hostel. Like I said, Red Shield. If you're going to come out here, I recommend you staying here. All right, do you want me to show you on video, Mr. Wagmar? Is that okay? Is it okay if I show you on video? Okay. This is the proprietor, Mr. Wagmar, and he has been helping me out. I had a scare because I wasn't able to get the money, but he was trying to help me out with that. And then I don't know if Mr. What is it, Uda? I don't know if he wants to be filmed or not. Badu, Mr. Badu. I'm not going to film. I don't think he wants to be. All right, I'm going to be back later, Mr. Wagmar. All right, so like I said, I'm going to walk out into the street. Already you can see some of the street life here. It might be raining. It's monsoon season, but I'm always lucky with the rain. The rain almost never rains on me, so I'm going to guess that it's not raining actually. And it doesn't look like it is. All right, there's a typical Indian bus. No, that's a charter bus. That is not a typical Indian bus. That is what the rich tourists take, which doesn't surprise me because there's the Taj Mahal Hotel right there. A very famous hotel, an historic site actually, in Mumbai. We're not going to dwell on that. I'm not too interested in where the rich people hang out, as you can see. It's kind of ironic that where I'm staying, probably the cheapest place that you can find in Mumbai is right across from the most expensive place. Isn't that interesting? All right, so we got a typical street scene here. Let's see, they're selling, I don't know what they're selling over there anyway. We got people fixing bikes and things like that on the street. I don't know what that is. Some typical cars. India is famous for its traffic jams and its helter-skelter traffic. So there's just a bit of that. You don't really get the idea of how bad it is by looking at this. There's a lot of talk about lions in front of important structures in India. There's one. So I guess this place is important, whatever that is. All right, let's see. And this is a nice area of India, actually. This place has a reputation for being one of the nicer, if not the nicest area of Mumbai. Anyway, Leopold's Cafe. So I recommend that you read the book. I'm not really interested in plugging his book per se. Oh yeah, this is the 15th. This is the 15th of August. So this is India Independence Day. By the way, that's the day that I left India 30 years ago. I left on the 15th. Now remember, I'm an amateur. Sometimes I get my fingers in the way. And now I'm returning. Like I said, this is my first day, the first couple of hours really, here in returning to India on the same day that I left 30 years ago. Maybe that's why I had trouble getting money from the ATMs, because it's a bank holiday. The British call it a bank holiday. Alright, I'm going to try and not film the people too close. I don't have their permission. So I'm going to kind of skirt around them a little bit if I can. I'm going to cross the street here. It's telling us we have time to cross. Doesn't that mean that we can cross with a countdown there? I don't know. Alright, but anyway, Leopold's Cafe. I recommend that you read the book because he makes it sound very interesting. All the interesting people meet in that cafe, and he makes it sound like it's not real. How could it possibly be real? And then you come here and you stay at a place like that and you see that it's just down the street. And so here we're going, just down the street to take a look at it. Hello, gentlemen. So I don't think I'll bring it in and sit down and talk to everybody. I'll just show the very entrance, and that should be enough. And then if you really want to see it, you can come and explore for yourself like I did, coming all the way over to a new country just so I can see this cafe, among other things, of course. Let's see. So he describes marble floors, I remember. He went on and on about that. And mirrors. That's the thing that I remember. The details that I remember the most are an intricate design on the marble floors and also mirrors. Alright, so they sell things right here on the street, and I need to buy some pants. So I'm probably going to come back and buy some pants here. Looks like women's clothing. Alright, you got some men's clothing there. So that's good. And things are cheap here. I'm going to probably buy a lot of cheap things, save some money. Alright, pardon me. Excuse me. India also has a reputation for lots of people who are always crowding the streets, lots of noise. I guess you're getting a taste of that. Alright. If you're getting bored, just a couple more minutes. We're going to see Leopold's. And won't that be exciting? Maybe we passed it already. Nah, I don't think so. I think it's up here. And that'll be it. I can't remember any other description except he said that the chairs are just comfortable enough to sit in for an hour. And after that, you get tired of sitting in these chairs. He says lots of interesting things happen at Leopold's. I guess I want to talk about those details. I don't want to be sued. The book is a book of fiction, but a lot of nefarious things go down. A lot of interesting undercover cloak and dagger things happen at Leopold's Cafe. I guess really what I'm doing there, again, 15th of August. I guess I'm really plugging his place inadvertently. All right, there it is. There's the sign. All right, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to walk inside. Let's just look and see about the marble floor real quick. All right, I don't see much marble. Let's go to the other entrance. I don't want to loiter about and start getting people upset when I'm filming them. India is one of those places where people don't really necessarily want you to film them unless you have permission. All right, maybe I can film through the window here and be surreptitious. All right, so marble floor, not really. Lots of mirrors. I don't see it. All right, that's going to be about it. I recommend that you come here yourself and check it out.